3, 2. Do I go now?
Yes.
Okay, count me down.
Everyone's watching you already.
Ladies and gentlemen, mostly guys, because none of us talk to girls. We are here for another episode of Tease My Pick. And look, I have a lot of assholes for friends. But most of my assholes, their names rhyme with Calix. And he wants to really, really get the parlays of last week.
We lost Miles.
Oh no, did we lose him?
He's
Wait, what?
Your connection broke.
Did it really?
Yeah, you're back now, kind of. You're in like
What does it look like?
144 HD. Oh, you're better now.
What the fuck?
You're
Is
good.
it good? I'm
Yeah,
good?
I think there was like a hurricane or something.
Okay, no, there
behind
is.
you.
There is a hurricane. Yeah, you can see the city.
Mhm.
We got some bad reception in the city. But what was the last thing? Did y'all hear me? What was the last
we
thing
haven't
I said?
heard you say anything
Calix.
about the parlays
Calix. So I have bullshit friends, and their names rhyme with Calix or Jalix. Long story short, we want to get this parlay of last week going. I did pick the Eagles to cover. I thought it was a good play. And if correctly serves me memory, that is also probably ones that you guys wanted to take, but you didn't because I wanted it.
Well, you
Those
know,
were locks that
me
we
and
all
Ross
like,
we didn't serve it as a lock of the week. We went other better ways. And we had assumed that you had done enough research to.
You know what? I actually did no research. But we did go 2-1 on the parlay. It was my fault. And, you know, I think Alex had the football team. Frosty had the Bills.
Yep.
Yeah, that's on me. I think that's my second one of the second luck of the week that I've gotten wrong. So I'll take the heat. But this week, I'm coming for blood, and it's another bold one, and I freaking love it. But let's get started. We got some discussions this week, so I won't peen too long. Thursday night football. Past 2 weeks, Cowboys have gotten embarrassed. Past 2 weeks, the Saints have gotten embarrassed. Who is the less bad team on Thursday night football? 4.5. I'm going Cowboys. A little bit more healthy. Last time they were throwing dimes and touchdowns and going off. This is the closest they've been to in health wise, so I'm gonna take them at 4.5. Alex?
Yeah, I'm tailing Miles here. I'm going Cowboys minus 4.5 because I don't have an opinion for myself, so I just follow all of Miles's picks. Made me do well last week with the Steelers. So
okay, so we're just gonna go pick by pick. Okay,
but yeah, I think I like CD coming back, Cooper's coming back. I think we're getting the offense. I mean, the line was at 6. I think it could have been at 7. It moved down because of Mike McCarthy, and maybe people are just scared that more people are going to be out for the Cowboys, but I just don't. I think Mike McCarthy being out may be a plus for us. So the fact that we're now getting like 1.5 extra points makes me feel better about it. So yeah, Cowboys minus 4.5. It's probably like a top 3 play for me this week.
Yeah, I'm leaning towards the Saints on this one. New Orleans is 9-1-1 on Thursday night football games right now.
And that's against the spread, right?
Yeah. And they're going to be playing Taysom Hill as a starting, so it's going to be a lot of there's not any tape on him this season, so we'll get to see Taysom Hill back in action. I'm not in love with it. I'm just kind of leaning towards them being able to keep it within a field goal. Cowboys have been playing atrocious as of lately. Their defense has been very questionable now.
The refs have been playing atrocious.
Yeah.
I think the refs did a good game last time.
Yeah, obviously.
Added like an hour and a half to the game. It was beautiful.
I like football, so I'm not mad about it.
Jerry Jones can't pay the refs, so you know.
There you
go. But both teams are coming. They're both the last 4 games. Cowboys are 1-3, and then Saints are 0-4. So I'm not not too certain. It's mainly going to be whether or not Kamara starts
Could
or
make
not.
it. Yeah.
If he does not start, then I go Cowboys. But Zeke's looking like a shell of himself right now, so I think that's going to start getting in his head. Obviously, having Jerry Jones come out and have to make a comment saying we're going to hand him the ball 25 times this week definitely is something that should be on the radar of Cowboys fans. Still has that atrocious contract that they gave him. But definitely love to see Pollard this is his breakout game, or he's already had breakout games, but this is when he may start getting 50-50 snap shares now compared to Zeke.
All right. Well, I would say I'm going to add on. If Kamara does play, I feel like he is enough of a difference maker to help cover a 4.5. So if Kamara plays, I would switch. But if he's not, I think that's a lot of energy and a lot of playmaking that's deleted. So 4.5 Cowboys if he is not. So Giants in Miami. Giants actually ruining my parlay last week. Eagles, for some reason, just stopped running the ball, but we're not going to end down. I'm kind of tilt. But Giants were able to make some big plays, even though not really. Maybe they should have lost that game. Blah, blah, blah. Dolphins, though, have been balling. Embarrassed Cam Newton and the Panthers last week. Full-on team effort by them, but I'm going 4.5 Giants. Total gut feeling. I think the Dolphins are hotter right now, and their defense is hot, and they're in Miami. But I don't know. It's a gut feeling. I think at some point it's gonna fall apart. So I'll go 4.5 Giants.
Yeah, I'm gonna X2 tail Miles here.
Jesus.
Get your own goddamn opinion.
So I got the line at Dolphins -2.5. It was actually one of my early picks that I did. I think there was like 2 picks that I made. Dolphins 2.5 I liked. Now that it moved up to 4.5, I just don't see. I think it's just overreaction, overvalue towards the Dolphins. I think this is going to be a field goal game. It's going to be low scoring. And I will say, and one of the picks that I made last week was Daniel Jones over rushing yards, which he ended up getting like 34 or something like that. But I think it's clear now that Jason Garrett was an issue on the Cowboys if he can't even stay as an offensive coordinator. And he's just an old man, and we're going to get rid of him. And honestly, we might see a little bit more out of Daniel Jones moving forward. There are some talks that he's got the talent of being the second best quarterback in the NFC East. I mean, I don't love it, but I could see it if he's got the right coaching staff behind him. So, yeah, I'm gonna go Giants 4.5. I think that is the value play here.
Okay, and then Frosty.
Yeah, I'm going the Dolphins on this one. We're not going to be all in agreement this week, but Dolphins have been playing lights out on defense this season. Probably have the number 2 defense in the league right now, right behind the Patriots. They've been absolutely destroying teams, 11.5 points per game. I like what Tua's been stringing together. He hasn't been making many mistakes, which is what you want to see. Was the progression of Jalen Hurts, but then obviously the last game Jalen Hurts kind of screwed the pooch on that one. But I do like Tua in this matchup for them. I don't think the Giants, I think that game last week is a throwaway game. It's still uncertain with their offensive coordinator. Getting 4 turnovers and not being able to really capitalize by putting the Eagles away. Like, the Eagles were in that game if you watched it all the way till the end. So I'm not too keen on the Eagles. But yeah, I agree with Alex. It's definitely not Daniel Jones being the issue. I think it was their coaching staff, and so hopefully they get that fixed. But second start for that offensive coordinator for the Giants, I'm leaning towards the defensive matchup with the Dolphins on this one.
All right, so let's head over to one that we do have an agreement on, our first one, and it's simple. Vikings at Detroit -7. Vikings are without Dalvin Cook, but we don't think that really matters. Alexander Mattison he's going to bring a little bit of fire to the team. And it looks like Kirk Cousins is at a pace where he's just going to be scoring, and their defense is at a good position to stop the Lions, and there's no DeAndre Swift, so I think this is going to be one of those bloodbath games, even though it's division, but I'm taking Vikings -7. We're all taking Vikings -7. And we're off to our next game. Alex, we do have a guest that is an Eagles fan, and what we're going to try to do is see if we can add him. Can we add him? Do you know how to add? To call.
Potentially.
Okay, well, that's...
We have one more game before that we can talk about. It's the Colts game.
Oh, I skipped a game. Yeah. Okay.
Yes, you did.
My bad.
In the meantime, I will be working on my end.
Colts at Texans. This is one that we have a split on, and Frost and I will go, and then we'll round it out with Alex. Colts -8.5. They had a freaking amazing game last week. Probably the game of the week with the Buccaneers. A lot of good running. A lot of good hard-nosed football. But I'm going Colts at -8.5. I understand what the Texans can do in division. They are really good with the divisional match-off. But I think the Colts are going to be able to just run it down their throat and make some plays. So -8.5 Colts.
I'm Texans 8.5 here. I would say that one thing I do like across the board are some teaser plays, which I had made. So I do have the Colts just kind of winning the game. It's at like -1. I think I got it at. But on spread specifically, I think I like the Texans. They're at home here. It's a divisional game. There's a lot of, Carson Wentz choke potential, and yeah, that's kind of it. Nothing I super love, obviously, because I teased it the other direction. But if I had to pick, I think we can get some points with the Texans here. So 8.5 would be my play.
Rusty?
Yeah, on this one, I'm going the Colts on this one. Taylor really got bottled up that last game. Didn't have an amazing performance like he did the last week before with the 5 touchdowns. This is going to be a game where the Colts need to take it away in order to secure their playoff spot for the wild card. I believe that the energy that they have behind this is that this is one of those like win or go home games pretty much for them. If they lose this, they maybe squeak in to the playoffs, but this is a must win for them. Texans really don't have that much energy left in the tank for the remaining season. They already got their energy win it was 2 weeks ago, I think, when they won that game. But yeah, I like the Colts on this one. They played an absolutely outstanding game last week against the Bucs. It was good to see that. The main thing is Buckner may be out, so that's the one thing I'm pretty questionable on for them. He really is he's the TJ Watt of their team. If we're comparing like Steelers players, like he is the piece that makes that defense go. So that's one of the questions. They say he played through the injury and that he didn't practice today, but I think he'll be ready to go. So I like the Colts on this one.
Alrighty then. So a little bit of a splitsy titsy. Our first guest on Tease My Pick.
What's up, guys?
Oh,
we have
pictureless Sammy.
The Bradley Field slot of all slots.
Yep.
The freaking man, the Jet Garza.
Yep.
He's gonna give us
number one target. Yep.
Number one target. Heck. No, so welcome to the show, Sammy.
Thanks for having me on. I appreciate it.
We really know you are an Eagles fan, and I know you're still beat up about last week. So can you tell us what you saw and why I lost my parlay that I was real hot on?
Well, I mean, Jalen Hurts threw 3 picks, and we turned the ball over 4 times, and we're still in it at the end of the game. So that tells you how bad the Giants are.
Mm-hmm.
But you can't erase 3 interceptions by your quarterback. And Boston Scott fumbling obviously doesn't help. I don't know why, but Nick Sirianni hates Miles Sanders. I know he had that one game where he turned it over deep in their own territory, but like before that, Miles Sanders was not getting touches, and he had I think 9 carries in their last game, and that's without Jordan Howard. So getting away from the ground game, not sure why. Our offensive line has been looking really good, so I would assume we would continue to pound it. But
your defense, like all in general, I guess, have looked pretty good as well, right?
yeah, we tend to like play this soft zone where we give up a lot of like, we'll give you the completions, we'll give you the completion percentage. We're trying to not get beat deep, and I don't think we blitz very often either. So we like to just bring 4 and play this soft zone, but yeah. They're okay on defense, I would say.
So what do you think happens with the Eagles this week? Do you think we go back to that ground and pound? Do you think we give the Jets an opportunity? Because I believe this isn't anyone's lock. Because I'm scared. Wait, is this Frost? This is going to be Frost's lock. So can you either shine some light or
So I'm taking Eagles -7 here. The Giants are bad, and I know we lost to them, but the Jets are worse. And I think this is a bounce back game too. I mean, the team, like, I think was trending in the right direction prior to the Giants game, and that kind of loss, especially when you're still in it at the end, and that play where Rager just drops a ball,
he dropped like
just
2
short of the end
touchdowns, right?
zone.
Rager ain't that guy.
Yeah, man, it would have been nice for you to have Justin Jefferson on your team.
Oh wow, or T. Higgins,
or Micah Parsons, or.
So I joined the call and I just get like shit on.
Oh no, it wasn't a shit on. It was
I'm just kidding.
Slight suggestions,
but I have hatred towards the Eagles because of a certain person in our group text. So I'm not trying to bring it out on you personally, but
I mean Jalen Reagor has been frustrating thus far. It's there's no question about it. I mean even Devontae Smith, I think a lot of Eagles fans would say is like already way better than Jalen Reagor, and hasn't even played an entire season yet. So, but anyways, I'm taking Eagles -7 here. I think this is a bounce back game. The team was super deflated after that Giants game, and rightfully so. And I'm hoping we run the ball a lot. I'm not sure Jordan Howard's status, but like regardless of whether Jordan Howard plays, I hope there's a lot of running involved here. Even quarterback runs too, because Jalen Hurts is really effective with his legs. And Darius Slay in his media availability today was saying how good he thought Zach Wilson was, and I think he might have been like hiding a little, underneath, saying like, I think I'm going to get an interception here. So we'll see what Darius Slay does this week.
Okay,
but I'm liking Eagles -7 here.
I agree with that, and the fact that I think the game last week is one of those games where it's a throwaway game. You kind of burn the tape and move on. They were in that game the whole time, which is something after 4 turnovers you would not expect. So seeing that they were in that game, the Giants really are not that good from what we've all seen all season. But this is my lock of the week. I absolutely love what they're doing right before this game. So it's one of those things. I don't know why the play calling was what they were doing, like why they kind of went away from the ground game. But I think they go straight back to it. That offensive line is probably top 10 in the NFL right now. I do like what they put together there, and I think Rager is one of those pieces. It's going to be like like that wide receiver you guys picked up on the Bengals.
John Ross?
Yeah, John Ross. Yeah, it's going to be like that, like where you just get rid of him after 2 seasons.
He had his 4 seasons.
Defense.
Yeah, move him to defense. Do something with him. But yeah, I love the Eagles in this spot, and I'm glad I got it at 6.5, and I could take this game definitely up to the 7 and be completely comfortable with it. I don't think the Eagles lose this one.
Well, I too will go -7. If correctly serves me memory, either Brent or Robert had told me that there were opportunities on 4th down where, and Sammy, correct me, was there a 4th and 1 or a 4th and 2 play where they decided to pass instead of run? Is that correct?
I don't remember off the top of my head, but that sounds correct. Just with the information you're giving me, I would bet money that happened.
And that's if that can be eliminated, if we can just figure out, some type of tricky run or so, just play the way you guys have been playing. I
It doesn't
don't
even
think
have to be tricky, to be honest, Miles. Like,
a
you simple zone scheme run will get
They
it done.
just need to pound the ball and then run the play action. Play action is what Jalen Hurts absolutely shines
The
at.
Jets are super bad against the run too. I think I'm pretty sure they're the worst defense against the run.
No, we'll talk about that later.
Is it the Cowboys?
We'll talk about that later. So Alex, are you going Eagles or Jets?
Oh yeah, I'm Eagles here. I don't know the exact record, but whenever you bet against a team that lost against the spread against a team that won against the spread, it's like very favorable. So the Jets won against the spread last week because they beat the Texans, and then the Eagles lost against the spread last week. So if you flip it, then it's like once again
Sounds like
not
free
knowing
cash.
the records, but it's like a 70% win rate if you just fade the team. It's basically saying that people are overreacting with 1 week. So
then
like
just
the line
say that,
should
dude.
be like 10.
Just say that, dude. Just say that. I don't know what all that mumbo jumbo was. So that's all four of us going -7 Eagles. Sammy, thank you so much for hopping on. Probably going to be on it for more future Eagle picks. Really appreciate you though, brother. You have a good one.
Thanks, y'all. I'll be tuning in.
Thank you, sir.
That was good. Thanks, man.
Alrighty, so we move on. We got another split. Cardinals, and did you kick him?
No, he left.
I was about to say, dude, what the fuck? I was like, he
I
can leave on his own, dude.
I was about to, but
why? He can leave on his own. I don't even bring the kick thing up.
I was gonna say it's cool to get insight from like people that are fans of the team, I guess. As long as you get non-biased people. If we had Brent in here, he'd say Eagles by 35.
Okay.
But
all right, we have.
I mean, I'll just say those are one of those games that not many people are paying full intent to. So if you get someone that has non-biased opinions that are watching the full game, then it's kind of cool.
Do we have a Cardinals insight? Do you think we can?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, no Cardinals insight. We were hoping we can get something in. But we got a split decision on this 7.5 spread of Cardinals and Bears.
The chat, dude.
Let's
Hack is so pissed.
Come on, keep on track.
I'm sorry. Okay, that's actually hilarious. Because I think he wanted to be the first guest. So Cardinals going to Chicago. I'm going to keep it sweet and simple. Kyler's back. What about Nuke? I really wish we had a Cardinals insider.
I think Nuke and Kyler are both coming back, or at least Kyler tweeted that he was coming back, basically
okay. It looks like we do have a Cardinals person. Do you think you can get him in here?
Are you sure you want to do that, Miles?
I don't know if we should.
Oh,
maybe next week.
Maybe next week. Okay, we'll get him in next week. I'm for it. Maybe next week we'll get him in here. But I'm going 7.5 Cardinals. Keep it short and sweet. I like Kyler. He's my favorite.
I'm down to bring in Robert if we get 3 minutes.
All right, bring him in, and Robert, when you come in, you're gonna listen to me first, and I'll let you go.
Okay. And by the way, I'm going Cardinals on this one also. Just a little tidbit: Arizona 6-0 against the spread, one away, and Cardinals have covered every spread over 7.5 points.
Oh, that's good.
So yeah, I'm taking the Bears on this one. I'll listen to Robert and see what he says, but I think my main mentality for this is that the Bears have had 10 days off, and then they're at home here, and it's more than a touchdown. And so, Kyler's of course coming back, but we don't know is his health. I mean, I don't want to compare him to a lesser Russell Wilson, but you don't really know how an athlete is going to come, return from an injury like that. So I don't love it. It's actually something that once again I had teased the Cardinals down to pick them. But if I have to take the 7.5, I would pick the Bears here. So let's try to get Robert in.
Let's see. And Robert, you will hear me speak first, and then I'll let you go.
Uh-oh, here we go with the cat.
He's all right.
Uh-oh.
All right.
You don't even have your own Discord channel? You use a phone call?
Okay, Robert, you will hear me talk first, and then you will respond. This is a show with children, so you will watch your tone, and you will watch the things you say. You have a cat.
As someone whose top 5 songs are all the Wiggles, I think I relate well with the children.
Yeah, well, I don't like the way that's said, but I understand. Sounds like you know how to lure child. So, Cardinals, Kyler's back. Go ahead and give us what you think's going to happen with this game.
Nuke put on his Instagram today. It feels good to be back, so it looks like he's going to come back. So that's nice.
Are you concerned about the 3 offensive linemen that are currently out right now for you guys?
No, 2 of them did not practice just for veteran rest. The other one was Justin Pugh, who's our starting left guard.
Yeah,
probably won't play, but I don't think he's made that big of an impact this year anyway. So deal. But I do think it's interesting that it's supposed to be super rainy in Chicago on Sunday. Actually, it's supposed to be like 40 degrees and like 80% chance of rain and cloudy and stuff. So it could be a weird game because of that. So who knows what happens there?
Are your running backs healthy?
I mean, Chase Edmonds can't come back until next week because he's on IR. So
Connor dead?
James Conner's full. Yeah, dude. Fuck, is he? I don't know.
Dead?
We've had a whole bye week, but Goose made a point that the Bears had 10 days of rest. The Cardinals are coming off a bye week, so
yeah,
I don't think that makes any matter.
Yeah,
and then Kyler's had probably 28 days of rest. He hasn't played in a while.
Yeah,
awesome. They got their rest.
What's fucking annoying with this Kyler thing is he was limited in practice today. If he's limited in practice again tomorrow, I'm going to be pretty fucking annoyed and confused on what's going on because maybe he won't play again Sunday if he's limited tomorrow. I don't know.
Okay, I got one more question for you. How do you think the team energy will be knowing that their head coach is going to be leaving for Oklahoma in the coming weeks?
I don't know, man. You're a gambling guy. Let's pull up the odds. This is a gambling podcast. Let's see the odds on that.
I would say that's like a 0% chance of happening.
Now, do you guys hate
Miles,
Cliff?
I know you're trolling, but like, what are the odds that you think that would actually happen? That Cliff Kingsbury
it's not
going to
happen.
An NFL team that's like top 5 right now for an Oklahoma team.
Oh, why are you saying it like that?
I
think he lives in Arizona.
Can't even beat a team that's in their state with them.
What the fuck? You can't beat a team. You haven't beaten Arizona State or Arizona University, and you're a pro team.
Well, I'm just one guy, dude. I'm just a guy.
Well, okay. Well, so Alex is going 7.5 Bears. I'm going 7.5 Cardinals because I like the way Kyler plays for all 7.5. Robert, do you have any say so in the spread? Stay out, stay in. What do you think?
I don't know, man. Really, if the weather is what it is, it might be low scoring.
Yeah, okay. It's 45 right now. So do you think it would be under that?
Yeah, I don't know. David Montgomery is going to be fully healthy this week. Kind of worried he runs all over the Cardinals because the run defense isn't very good. So, and also we don't know if Justin Fields is playing, right? So Justin Fields has a ribs injury.
I thought Andy Dalton got cleared to go. I thought
Andy Dalton's good.
I think it's leaning Andy Dalton, but I'm not
sure. I know Nagy said that he's waiting to see if Justin Fields is good to go or not. So I'm not sure if Justin Fields is going to play. Honestly, like I was telling Frost last night, I don't know who I prefer to have or who to play against.
I
prefer Andy
Dalton. I think you would want Fields.
Yeah.
I think Dalton's at least worth like a point more or a couple points.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, probably.
But like Robert was saying, the weather, then Justin Fields
the weather
more valuable. Like
Yeah,
that's the main thing.
The
I
bad
think
luck
that's
is
something.
interesting.
Yeah, that's definitely a good point. Well, Robert, we thank you. We really appreciate your time and your Cardinals insight. It was really refreshing and good. I feel safer about my 7.5. That's for sure.
I wouldn't.
What? Okay. Thank you, sir. You enjoy the rest of your night.
Hey, you gotta kick me though.
All right, I'll kick Robert.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with him getting kicked.
That was kind of cool.
All right, we move on. Alex, you said something earlier, and it was really, really interesting, and I really liked it.
Yeah.
You said, I think the Jets
it's
are.
very refreshing that someone here that is actually doing their research on games.
All right, dude.
It's nice
Missed
because last
one
week,
fucking
you know,
parlay. I fucked up one fucking
dude,
parlay.
all I'm saying is you talked a lot of smack over here saying that we have to carry our load. Then
Hey,
we
Mills.
We
did.
move on.
It's all right, man. I had
It's
2
in the
losses.
past. Okay. Chargers at Bengals. The AFC player of the week was offensive player of the week was Joe Mixon, and the way we ran it on a particular team last week. Not sure what team it was, but it was a team that's really known for good defense, and we ran it down their throats. Bullied them. The left tackle's Jonah Williams, and the left guard Quentin Spain. It is very clear that we are going to that side, and we want anyone to come stop us. The worst rushing defense in the league are the San Diego Chargers, number 32 ranked. They let people run on them. So that is what we want to do, is run the ball. We're a running team. It's clear, even though we have, a quarterback that's knocking on the door of elite, and we have a receiving core that altogether is knocking on the door of elite. We want to run the ball, and that's what we'll do. So this has -3 at home. So explain, you guys say it, you guys do this all the time. So does that mean if it was in San Diego, it'd be -3?
In neutral, it would be even then.
Yeah.
They're saying
Okay.
the Chargers are even with you guys.
The home field advantage has kind of changed this year. Most
That's
people
why,
are changing it to around 2. So it basically would be a 4-point swing over the Chargers. So they would be 1-point favorites.
in San Diego?
1 to 3, because we don't really know. But
Okay.
y'all, it's basically saying that y'all are about even. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I do believe that the Steelers win is not going to be a win that gets into our heads. The Jets loss is definitely something that's still reminiscent.
In your head.
Stop it. Trey Hendrickson, our pass rusher, he brought that up in the interview after the Steelers game. He brought the Jets game up. First one to ever do it out of all the players. First one to bring it up, saying that we think about that game and we don't want to be lackadaisical. So -3 Bengals. Justin Herbert, I think he's still been playing okay, but I think this is going to be a good game, good team, and I'm going -3 Bengals. Alex?
Yeah, I don't really have like a super official play here, but I would have leaned Chargers +3, just because I'm not too sure if the Bengals are better than the Chargers, but I don't know. It's almost like we're almost thinking of like what the Chargers could have been rather than like what they really are. And yeah, like Miles said, their defense is definitely lacking heavily this year, and Herbert has not played to expectations at all. I would say he's still like in the top 10, but he's not like an MVP that some people were saying. So my official pick would be Chargers, but it's a stay away game for me here. I trust my insights with Mills. I love to tail Mills here.
You don't trust. You're not taking it. You're not trusting it if you're not taking it.
Well, technically, I would take the Chargers, but from hearing you say that you would pick the Bengals would make me not make a play, if that makes sense. Because I would have picked Chargers.
I don't know what trust means, but Frost, go ahead.
Yeah, so after having to call the Steelers daddy pretty much now, I'm definitely leaning Bengals on this one. Hate to say it, never like picking them. But like you said, the way they ran the ball last game is kind of the blueprint that they need to go with. They don't need to lean on Joe Burrow throwing the ball 40 times. They need to keep it where he's throwing maybe 20 to 30 times a game. Mm-hmm. And obviously the weapons that he has for wide receiver, amazing. Like probably the best, definitely the best wide receiver core in the division. But in regards to the Chargers, I think it's, just keep in mind, it's the second year for Herbert. He came off an amazing first year. I don't think people understand that when QBs go in the second year, they take a step back for a second just because people have a full year's tape on them. So I don't know what's happened with the defense. The defense last year was it was supposed to be a top-ranked defense.
They were
so
like
after
top 5,
after one season, and I don't think they lost a defensive coordinator. I don't know what happened. Like they just are not all there defensively. I love the over on this game. I think this will be a shootout game.
I was gonna say the over is pretty enticing.
Yeah, it's at 50.5 right now on DraftKings, and I think I would take that up to 52, and then still claim the over. Mm-hmm. I think this game will be somewhere in the ballpark of like 30 to 24 or 31 to 27, somewhere in the ballpark of that. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I like Joe Mixon. Obviously, you get him, you get like a bet of like 100 plus scrimmage yards and +1 tutty. I'd easily take that right there. And Joe Mixon, as you know, is my least favorite fantasy player known to mankind. But yeah, I like the Bengals on this one. It just tailing you on that one. I think they realized that Jets game, they loosened it, and they need to be really. This will knock the Chargers out of the playoffs, which is huge. Right. So I think they understand the potential of this game, especially with the Ravens last week, with Lamar throwing 4 interceptions and still winning the game. Like, they need this win, and they still have to play the Ravens one more time, I believe. So they cannot let off on the brakes if they want to win the division. So,
yeah, I know we'll move on. Bengals live and learn. I think that Jets game was something that we definitely needed. But yeah, -3 Bengals. I'm happy for it. I would take the under though. You both said over. I would take the under on this one. I think it's going to be a ground and pound game. It's cold out in Cincinnati. Could be some snow. We'll see. But yeah, let's move on. Bucks going to Atlanta, -11. They're really hounding us to say this is going to be a game. But that being said, I know I said it before, but I don't know. I like the way the Falcons played last week. I mean, not the Vikings. Falcons. Did I say Falcons? Yeah, I think I said Falcons. Yeah. I like the way the Falcons played last week, but I think the Bucks played a good freaking game, and I think they're going to run the ball a lot more. Just give me the Bucks -11, just because I think I took the Falcons early in this season to cover some crazy 10.5 spread, and within like the last 8 minutes, they ruined it for me with like 2 pick sixes or something like that with the same Buccaneers team. So give me the Bucks. Screw it, -11.
I'm going Falcons +11 here. This is another one of those plays though that I teased down the Bucks to like a 2.5 point spread. I think the line has moved from like 9 to like 11.
Yep.
I think that's just too much. It's a divisional game. Tom Brady really hasn't been playing great on the road. He's more of like a home type player. I just honestly think there's just too many points here. I think 11's too high. I think it should be closer to like 9.5, 10. So if I'm getting 1.5, in my opinion, with the Falcons at home, I think you take that. So yeah, my play is going to be Falcons +11 here.
Yeah, on this one, I do like the Falcons on this one. Obviously, last week we saw the what can't Cordell Patterson do? It's ridiculous. Like, he does everything for that team. Mm-hmm. he's literally their third string safety. So it's. I think the 11 is a little too much. The Bucks are coming off of a tough game that they just won. Obviously, that was a very physical game against the. So I do like them to maybe let off on the brakes a little bit on this game. Not saying that Atlanta will win, but if you give me the 11, I could see this game it's in the dome, so weather doesn't matter, obviously. So you're looking at probably like a 30 to 21 game, something along the lines of that, where they get the ball, like they stop Matt Ryan on the final, kneel the ball down in the last minute and a half. So I don't think the Falcons win, but I do like the Falcons covering.
Alrighty. Next game, Washington football team going to Las Vegas land. I'm gonna say something, and this wasn't rehearsed at all.
How much did Jamie pay you to say this?
This isn't type of no. My thoughts of one Taylor Heineke coming into this season was that he was going to be laughed out of the stadium, that he was going to be bombarded by media, and that he was going to be a wash. Say that to say this. I still think he is capable of all those three things that I just said. Yet, regardless, he has surpassed my expectations or lack thereof. Him showing any type of skill, his running ability is key. And I think the number one thing that is something that Jamie said, but, it's Jamie just talking out of his ass. He liked Dwayne Haskins a lot. But I'm going to take it now. It's that he is a leader.
Yeah.
He's the guy that everyone falls in line. Like, even though he's Taylor Heineke and he's been all over the place and this, that, and the third, these guys really do see him as their quarterback, and they're going to fall in line. And that all being said, Washington football team by 1 million. I'll take them plus 2.5. I just don't. Max Crosby, he will get his. He will disrupt the game. But I can't go against the football team. I won't do it. 2.5. Give me.
Let's say that Jamie is a very loyal person to anyone that plays on any of his sports teams. He loves anyone on the Wizards, anyone on Washington football team. So we commend that. I was a Washington football team fan on Monday, and I got a free play for $100, and I put it on Washington.
How'd that go?
Okay, it went well. And I will say a lot of the sharps last week had moved the line for the Seahawks about 5 points, and I just did not understand. So I was strangely a Washington fan. But and another thing too that I was listening to was that they were kind of comparing Heineke to Brett Favre, which I kind of do agree with that in at least a sense. I wouldn't say that he has the throwing power that he has, but he does play a similar game. I feel that he's one of those guys that will like give it all on the field, like put it all on it. And even though he's not like the most athletic or like, has the most strength or whatever, he's always just like going crazy out there. So I do like watching his game a lot, and I hope for him and for the team that they move forward with him. But we'll see how the rest of the season plays out.
All that being said,
I'm going to take the Raiders here.
Let's go! Yeah, we knew that was coming. Jesus Christ!
No, I mean I got to give my tokens over to Washington for how they
Jesus.
played. But I'm staying away from this. I'm not putting any money on it. I think it's weird because I think the Raiders, they're at home. I think their home field means a lot. But there's just too much up in the air with kind of both of these teams, honestly. It's going to be just hard to predict. And so I'm going to stay off, but I think the line should be closer to 3. So in that sense, 2.5 gives me more value. So.
Alrighty, Frosty.
Yeah, so on this one, I'm going with Haneke. I do believe Waller will be out for this game, being the key offensive weapon for the Raiders. So the only thing I'm concerned about is Washington, obviously coming off that win. Russell Wilson obviously is not fully back, and it seems like that injury is lingering, at least for his sake. And Derek Carr's been balling out, even though everything that's been happening with that team, they've been utilizing Zay Jones. Nassib has been a monster. I just don't. There's no one that can really stop him right now. So I'd be concerned about that. But with Heineke's legs that he has, that he can easily get out of the pocket or evade. So I do like the matchup. I think they probably win by 7. It's going to be a touchdown. I don't think they blow them out of the water by any means. But yeah, Washington's slowly. Just keep in mind, Cowboys fans, they're in contention.
Okay.
Just keep that in mind. So they can make a run for this if they really, really want to. It's going to be the team's playing behind Heineke. That's a lot of energy, and he does have that kind of Brett Favre blue collar mentality where he's going to put everything out there. He's been sliding more, which is great to see. There was one play where the last game where he was looking at the pylon about to do it, but there was three defensive players right there waiting for him. So he's definitely taking that in consideration. But I like Washington on this one.
Alrighty, so that's a little split decision. We move on. We have a sweeper weeper. Alex wanted to say a little something about this. Los Angeles Rams, 12.5. We're all taking it at home. They're the Lakers of the league. Frost says. Alex,
That was my
talk.
take.
Ooh,
But I'm sure Frost agrees.
Oh, I do.
Yeah. No, last week was a perfect example. I think a lot of people thought that, OBJ's there and Von Miller's there and they got all these superstars and here we go, Super Bowl. And, you see it in basketball a lot and you bring in a lot of, good players, but they need to have time to mesh. And I think it was just too early. The Packers are the number one team in the league, in my opinion. And I just didn't understand why they weren't more of a favor or more points in their favor on the line there. Stafford, he continues to throw interceptions. I think they're kind of getting off their game a little bit. They're trying to be too cute. Because a lot of people thought McVay, is one of the greatest coaches right now. But yeah, I think we just need to slow down on the Rams. That's kind of what my rant is. I think they're closer to like the 5th team in the NFC, and a lot of people have them at the top. So,
all right. Well,
hopefully they bounce back this week.
We got a little splitsy widsies coming up right here after these commercials. Thank you for tuning back to Tease My Pick. We'd love to have you back. Ravens at Steelers. Man, Ravens, you have Lamar. You have an opportunity for him to say, look, I'm better than what I did last week. I'm better than that. And then you have the Steelers saying, we're better than that, what we performed last week. So these are two teams that had, really both of them had bad games. Only one team won last week. But Ravens minus 4.5. I should be going to the Steelers because I want the Steelers to win so the Bengals get that number 1 spot. That being said, I wanted to say this, and this is going to be – I want this to be my lock. I think that might be my lock. I had another game as my lock, but I might do this one as my lock.
No.
Something that the Bengals did last week that was so blatant, something that's probably unfortunate, but we decided to just run away from TJ Watt. And it completely neutralized any type of run defense options that he could even impose. What's the other end's name on your right side? I forget his name. I was looking at me. anyways, I just think if the Ravens are going to look at film what the Bengals did, they're going to run it left, and they're not going to make Watt any type of enforcer. They're not going to. They're going to respect him, and they're going to run away from him. That's exactly what we did. And I saw a particular play where Watt was chasing down a ball. He came up and he grabbed that knee. He got off the field, but he was in the next series. So that still has something to say, man. He's not 100%, so that still matters. But -4.5 Ravens, lock it up.
Man, I do not like that, Miles. Honestly, like when I looked at it, this is definitely my second best play. Steelers plus 4.5. Hashtag Team Frost. Get it going in the chat. I think going back to what I said earlier, this is classic. Miles hates my statistics, but against the spread overreaction here. Steelers got railed last week, and the Ravens, they didn't look great, but they covered the spread, the 4-point spread. So I think this is bounce back potential, divisional game, good defense with the Steelers.
At home for the Steelers.
At home, this should be closer to 3 points. I think the Ravens get overvalued here. Dude, I am starting to think that teams are starting to know what to do against Lamar. I have a hella hot take that Lamar is going to be a Canadian football quarterback in 2 years.
That is so disrespectful.
I'll just say this. I'll say this. I had him at the 8th quarterback on my list that we did a month ago, and I don't know. It's kind of looking that way. But no, I mean, obviously, at least in the past few games, Lamar hasn't looked like his MVP self, and a lot of teams are bringing the heat on him. He's throwing interceptions. He threw some really bad passes last week. He did worse than Baker, and Baker was getting a bunch of heat. And I was like, "Where's the Lamar heat? I don't see it." I think a lot of people were like, "Oh, he's still effective," and blah blah blah. It's just like, come on, man. Like, I feel the same way towards Russell Wilson. Like, no one's giving these guys heat when they deserve it. So, this is my second lock. If it wasn't for freaking Russell Wilson, this would be my second lock. Steelers plus 4.5.
Rusty?
Yeah, I'm going Steelers on this. I think what Al was saying is the tape's there for how to beat Lamar. The pressure is everything, and the Steelers, the one good thing they do is sack the QB. So I do like what they have planned for them for this. They're coming off of their most embarrassing loss under Mike Tomlin's tenure there. So I don't think anybody in that squad at all feels like there's any more motivation that they need. This is a game that it's a divisional. Always Steelers versus Baltimore is a classic. The main thing I'm concerned about is obviously the offensive line for the Steelers being able to hold up against the Ravens, since we have a statue of a QB back there. But in regards to Lamar, he's been hot garbage the last 2 weeks, and it's starting to show a little bit. I'm not saying that he won't light us up, but the Steelers do have the capability to do this, and being a home underdog, huge slap in the face for the Steelers, especially when you come to the division game. I think this should more so, I think this should be close to probably, if Vegas really wanted it, 2.5, something along the lines of that. So I think you're getting value in this when it comes to the pick. But Ravens, just keep in mind, they don't really have a run game. The only runner on their team is Lamar Jackson. So they're not going to have to worry about the run game too much. They just need to contain Lamar and pressure. But, Ravens they were favored to win the division in the beginning of the year. Actually, I think it was. But it's not looking too good for them right now. And like you said, Steelers win this, then Bengals pretty much locked up that division. Tomlin can still possibly make the playoffs. I'm hoping he gets the 9 wins for the season. But this is a bounce back game for the Steelers.
I think the Ravens are the most overrated 1 seed I've seen in a while. the fact that they have a bye week right now in the playoffs is just sickening to me. I think that it's the Bengals division to win at this point. So
I mean,
y'all have the best team.
The Browns. Y'all think the Browns are bad?
Yes. Yeah.
I don't think the Browns like units are bad. I think it's just overall everybody's still questioning Baker. They're like he's still playing through the injury. They need to do a forced sit down with him or like where they just let him rest for like 2 games. And then if they want to go back
he won't be the quarterback next year
on
their team. I don't think.
Oh wow, you're not stopping on the hot takes.
I mean, he's and as much as of a Baker fan that I am, he's had like 4 seasons to play, and he's gotten all of the weapons like that he could possibly have, and he's only like a 500 quarterback. Like you give that team to Tom Brady or someone like that, and they're going to be in the running every year. And the fact that you would have to pay him like $40 million a year or whatever he's asking for, and then he's not going to have those weapons anymore. He's not going to have Myles Garrett or those players on his team, and they're going to fall down. So they're better off looking in the draft or trying to get Watson or something like that, in my opinion.
Just to take on that, I would, no matter what, if you're the Browns, you gotta lowball the offer. I think that's you try to get them at 30. I think they would agree with that, and they wouldn't go any higher. If he asked for higher, I think they just
let him walk.
Let him walk.
He's not going to get the money anywhere else. So
yeah,
exactly.
Okay, we move on. 49ers at Seahawks. This is a sweep as well. Alex, your lock. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, I've been saying it from the beginning. Seahawks are a very overrated team. They're the worst team, or one of the worst in offense, one of the worst in defense. Russell Wilson, obviously, as much as I dislike him, he's definitely injured, but it's showing. And I think a lot of the Seahawks fans are frustrated because they want to see Geno, honestly. He's handicapping their team, Russell Wilson is. And the 49ers have been hot recently. I don't have the stats in front of me, but they've been doing really well the past few weeks. And I got this line at 2.5. I think I even texted the group. I was like, yo, catch this line before it starts moving up. But I'm going to continue my Seahawks fade. They have absolutely no offense at all. They can't score more than like 10 points. They have no running game at all. It's not even all on Russell Wilson. They don't have a running game. Their offense, I think Pete Carroll will be fired this year. And we were talking about Jason Garrett earlier. He's too old. He's too old school. You got to bring in a new guy, someone like Kellen Moore that can kind of, be more creative with their offense. And Pete Carroll's a defensive guy, and they're one of the worst defenses in the league. So they don't have anything going for them, man. So yeah, 49ers, I got it at 2.5, which I love. I'm still going to take 3.5 just because I have to. So yeah, lock of the week, 3.5 49ers.
I wish you could tease games up.
I think you can.
You can.
It's called like a. I know they have. It's called a pleaser. You can. Pleaser. It's like +6 pleaser. Yeah.
Okay. That's definitely because the last 3 games. I do want to mention Debo's out. So
Debo is out.
That's crucial. He is really. That is.
But Elijah Mitchell has played really well too.
Right. So that's something to think of.
Yeah. This is a 10-point victory in my head.
Yeah. Okay. All 49ers. We move on. This was my previous lock of the week. I don't know. Maybe at the end of this podcast, who knows? But I see this 9.5. I see the Denver Broncos. I see a divisional game. I still see a Kansas City Chiefs that has been able to just fool the media, fool everybody that they're back, and they're not. I know it. Just stop the quick black receiver. Just limit him. Keep everything under you, and then you man up or you get physical with the Kelsey guy. Everything will fall apart. It will happen. Broncos 9.5 in Kansas City. Chiefs might still win. Broncos will cover, and they're gonna run the ball, and I love it. Alex, pick your Chiefs, bitch.
Andy Reid is 19-3 off a bye week.
Not spread. Let's go ahead.
19-3. But this is one of those plays that I teased it down to 2.5, just because I think they definitely get the win here. I'm gonna keep riding them just because I think they've been at least somewhat hot. But I hope Miles picks this as his lock of the week, because this is something I can fall behind, but I can't on his Ravens pick at all. So it's something I can play at least. But yeah, I mean, I think this is just a classic teaser. Just get them to a field goal, and then they can win. 9.5 is a little more scary, but yeah, 9.5 would be my play, but not super in love with it.
Yeah, so on this one, I'm leaning towards Denver. I like their play they've been putting together. Like you said, it's a divisional game. Denver is still in the hunt for the playoffs, so just keep that in mind. They're
in there right now.
Yeah, exactly.
If they win, where is it?
I think Kansas City, their defense has been obviously improving through the last 3 games. It's kind of their offense definitely hasn't been hitting. There's something missing there. I think you just take Kelsey out. Like, Kelsey is one of the key pieces to that offense. If you can limit Kelsey, you do the under routes to Hill, it's fine. That's how a lot of teams kind of figured out. What was it? That's how teams figured out how to beat them in the beginning of the season. They just literally rushed 4 and then do the soft zone coverage underneath, and then make sure you can't get the big plays. So I like what Denver has there. They have I'm not a huge fan of this game. I didn't put any money on this. So not really. No, I'm not really favoriting this pick, but I like Denver with that point. Or the points that they're giving you.
All right, and just to harp on it a little bit more, I will be cheering for the Steelers. So I want the Steelers to win. So the Bengals could be number 1.
Say it out loud real fast.
That's not it at all. That being said, Broncos lock of the week, just because I know I'll be cheering against the Chiefs and it's Sunday Night Football. I'll take my Broncos 9.5 points for my lock of the week. We're off the Ravens. Ian, sorry. But we move on to Monday Night Football. Hottest team, not best team, not best record. Hottest team right now, though, has to be the Mac Jones-led Patriots. And I think their defense has a lot to do with it. This is going to be a brutal game. This is either going to be a really bad. This is how I see this game. I either see it as a back and forth Patriots win, or a beat down. But either way, I see the Patriots winning. That being said, I'm going money line. Fuck a +3. I'm going money line +125 for the Patriots. It's a divisional game. It's a game where Big Bill is back. That defense is hitting everybody up. Who knows who knows if Josh Allen feels pressure? I don't really know, but I think this is going to be a good, fun, great game. I'm going Patriots +3.
Our chat. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna go Bills -3 here. I think this is the game that the Bills got to get. I mean, they're at home. I think the Patriots have been, though I had bet them to make the playoffs, and I think that they are a good team, good defensive team. Another positive about the Patriots too that I think is that they're like a ground and pound team, which I think will favor them in like this time of the year where it's going to be cold and, bad weather and all that kind of stuff. But Bills at home here. I think there's a little bit of overreaction on the Patriots. I still think the Bills have more of a ceiling and the Patriots are more of a floor team, in my opinion. So if the Bills come out to play, they should have a victory here. So I'm a play them. Bills -3 is going to be my play.
Get the hell out of here, Alex.
Let's go.
So the Patriots are definitely going to win this. I love them.
Oh man!
By the way,
someone clip
so
that. Definitely gonna win.
Yeah, that was crazy.
This is like my number. This would have been my lock of the week almost. Patriots have been outstanding defensively. They are the number one defense in the league, so just keep that in mind. I like this game being super close. I love the under on this game for the total. This is going to be a defensive juggernaut matchup because the Bills are nothing roughly right now. I think they're top 5. But the Patriots have been playing amazing. Mac Jones has exceeded expectations where he is not making rookie mistakes. He is the team believes in Mac Jones, and I believe the coordinators now are starting to believe in it, letting him throw the ball more. So obviously, their beginning of the year, they kept him limited. Now you're starting to see Mac Jones flourish a little bit. He will win Rookie of the Year, even though
Miles.
it should be that horrible wide receiver for the Bengals.
He's really bad.
He's really bad. But in regards to the game, their picks that they went and got in the offseason for paying people are paying off. So just keep that in mind. It was looking really sketchy to begin, but now everything's really going on all cylinders for them. This is going to be a team that nobody wants to face in the. This will be one of the scariest teams in the playoffs when they make it.
So, question: do you think the Patriots are the best team in the AFC?
I think they're number 2.
Who do you think's number 1?
I think number 1 is probably the Chiefs in my eyes, just because their offense still hasn't reached that potential that we've seen them already.
Okay.
The ceiling for the Patriots is a whole nother.
Yeah.
And the struggles of the Bills as of the last few weeks has been starting to show a little cracks in their system. Josh
they
Allen
put it
hasn't
to
been
the
playing
Saints,
MVP.
though.
It
was the Saints, but I mean,
yeah, just Josh Allen hasn't been playing MVP caliber or the money that they paid him. So maybe it's one of those things. Once those QBs get those massive contracts, they kind of take a step like that.
Mm-hmm.
But I love what the Patriots have here. I do not like Belichick at all. I hope he retires soon. But definitely they're going to be a scary team. Like it is going to be really, really hard to see your team winning against them if you have to play for.
So y'all think that the Patriots win the division?
Yes.
Yeah.
No. I said that. I think I said that a few weeks ago.
Yeah. I have a future with the Bills.
After this game, I think they have the easiest remaining schedule. I don't think they face anybody. Let me see.
I think the Patriots, to me, are the 3rd best team in the AFC. Mine would be Chiefs, Bills, Patriots, probably.
I really think people are, dude. If the Chiefs were that good, they should have shitted on the Cowboys, and they walked out with 10. Yeah. They walked out by beating them by 10. They should have shitted on the Cowboys.
I mean, you look at the Packers game too. Like, how do you not destroy?
And then you have the 41-14 game, and that's the first game without Henry Ruggs. So that punched them in the gut. Like, Henry Ruggs was really part of that Raiders offense, and it punched them in the gut. Dude, I can't wait for these Chiefs to fucking come back down. Oh my god.
We have a bye week here, and Andy Reid has got 2 weeks.
He can be 20. He can be 0-21 in the spread, Alex. He can be 0-21. 19-3 with winning, 0-21 in the spread. We don't know. So fuck out of here.
Something that I look at, and this is only regular season, I think they just have a high ceiling. And that's what those are the kind of teams that are going to win the Super Bowl. ones with more of a high ceiling. So if they get their act together, they have a lot of good weapons and they have a super good coach and a super good roster. So that's kind of my mentality. Maybe not right now they're like the best, but like.
But that's the thing. We have
serious-
not seen that super good yet. We still have
we
not
have
seen
not
that
seen
super
it.
good.
They looked
wouldn't
pretty
even
good
say-
against the Raiders.
That wasn't even like an amazing game though.
I mean, but I didn't even see like old school Chiefs like still.
And I mean,
But-
as like garbage as we looked, I still think that they beat us, and we're a top 5 team in the NFC. But with that all being said, we're gonna bring in Matthew Hack.
Jesus.
Why are we bringing this clown? in?
What is he bringing?
What's he
What
talking
value
about?
is-
You know,
what value is he
sometimes
bringing?
I get it's a men's mental health month, and
No, it's not.
RF mentally wrecks me. So we're gonna bring in
Nope,
a fellow
nope.
Cowboys.
Before you let him, nope.
Nope.
Shut the fuck up. You bring that on to yourself. You say things that say, "Hey, bully me. Hey, hurt me," and
So
we
you're
do.
pro bullying.
If someone asks for it, sure. Because I think you get a sexual rise out of it. I think you get a little peen. All right, he's here. Go ahead. No video? Really? You know what kind of podcast this is?
He
Hey,
doesn't
didn't you
even
get a new
have
computer?
He doesn't even
Do
have
you
a
even
doesn't
freaking
have a
photo.
Do you have a
He doesn't even have a
microphone?
mic.
So you do like bullying, Miles?
Matt, say something. Anything.
Oh,
All right.
he's
Here we
coming in
go.
with the camera. Oh no, we might have
Hey,
to
dude.
edit this one out.
Bro, can y'all hear me?
I just see 2 squares.
What is this?
Yeah, we
You're
can
just-
hear you.
Learn to use a
There
Mac.
you are.
There he
I'm not
is.
on my Mac.
He's got his
Okay.
little Christmas thing behind him.
First, I completely agree with you, Miles.
Thank
about,
you.
Alex asking for it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's all I'll say on that.
Okay.
Before you move on, there's something I want to say about the Cowboys.
Okay.
If it was just Hack and Trace in this group chat, and I would not cheer for him. I would not have a huge problem. Alex, you and your Cowboy, you have grown my hatred for the Cowboys. It is you who I hate you.
I
I hate you.
I hate you, bro.
So you just know that. Hack,
Kinda
thank you
racist,
for
Alex.
joining the show. We really appreciate it. You are our third guest of
Hey,
the
you didn't-
year.
You didn't sound like okay.
I'm sure you have some piece regarding the Cowboys, and are we correct with the direction we went? Frost went Saints.
So yeah, I wasn't here for the pick, which is why I'm here now at the end. I don't hate Frost's pick. I think he's wrong. Of course, I'm biased, and I will
Mhm.
always be biased. But in regards to the last 4 weeks, maybe Broncos you can kind of throw out, but as like just an anomaly, we got trashed, whatever. But we haven't been healthy. I think this week we do get DeMarcus Lawrence back.
Mhm.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
We get Cooper back, but he had limited practice today, and that's it. Like he's gonna be he may be in for a quarter of the
he has
play.
like residual COVID still.
I mean, I don't know if y'all have had COVID, but from having COVID, like just your energy is like at its lowest it could possibly be, even after. So like
And
he's
you
just
can't,
not.
You can't be during the game before COVID protocol. You can't be showing. Like you have
Any
to have the
symptoms.
2 negative tests too.
Yeah, so he'll be there. The way I view the Cowboys, Amari Cooper, I love him, but I absolutely hate him as well. I feel like in big moments he chooses not to show up. At least that's what I saw last year. What he provides is room for CeeDee Lamb to just go to work.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what we've been missing, right? When CeeDee Lamb was playing, we couldn't throw him the ball. They would just double him. And then obviously he got hurt. He'll be back. But I think we're starting to get pieces back. We got our biggest weapon in CeeDee Lamb back. We get DeMarcus Lawrence back. And so that's huge. Tyron Smith. I know I don't know, dude. Our line is pisses me off.
I don't know if the referees are going to be the same from last week.
Here we go.
Okay.
Here we go.
I wanted to
There
address
we
this
go.
as
Typical
well because
Cowboys fan.
I was
because
just opening up for discussion.
while we did absolutely get trashed on calls, we still found ourselves in a position to win, and the calls at the end of the day weren't what lost it. Like the pass interference in overtime was pass interference. It wasn't, there were pass interferences earlier where I thought they were absolutely trash calls. But at the end of the day, we found ourselves in a position to win, and we lost it.
Mm-hmm.
I
think my main concern was the viewability. I don't know if that's a word, but viewability of the game was.
Well, and you knew
the fact that the game lasted like 4 hours and every single drive there was a guaranteed penalty.
Yeah, there were horrible calls on both sides.
Right. 38 penalties, it just slows the game down so much, and it was just an ugly game. You saw what the Raiders
did. 3rd and long, okay, let's just throw it deep. We know how the refs are calling this game.
Yeah.
I felt like there wasn't much skill involved in how they won. I felt like there was a lot of luck in how they won last week.
Yeah. I mean, Dak had even said it after the game. He's like, I wish I threw more jump passes.
Yeah.
Just because that's how the refs were calling the game. At that point, it's
the first play.
You're ruining it. So.
And then the last thing I'll say, as far as last week goes, it hurt me because you have the Chiefs game where you saw without our weapons, without a lot going for us, with all the injuries, we couldn't score. What sucked was that we were able to score last week and still couldn't win because right now our secondary is just horrible. You avoid Diggs, and even Diggs sometimes he's so aggressive that he puts himself in a horrible position. Right? We've seen that throughout the whole season, even when he was at his height this season. But you just avoid Diggs. Our zone defense is horrible, so I don't know why we do it. But then I also know why we do it because Brown gets in so many bad positions. So I feel like our secondary is just in shambles right now. And with injuries on our defensive line, we can't get pressure to make it better. I guess our zone would be fine if we could get pressure, but we can't get pressure right now.
Yeah, they basically had Micah Parsons lined up at defensive end that game.
Yeah, Parsons is a god.
Freak.
But
he's a freak.
I don't know. So I feel like there was a point in the season where I looked at it. I didn't genuinely think this would happen because it's the NFL. But there was a point in the season when I looked at our schedule. I think we were 6-1, 5-1. And I looked at our schedule, and there was a legitimate shot that we lose. We go the whole season and go 15-2. Did I think that was going to happen? No, but I thought we'd be favored in at least almost all the games. I guess the one instance being like the Chiefs, but I think at the time I said Chiefs was a win, and then the Cardinals was our only other loss. We had one loss, and then I thought Cardinals would be the other for sure loss. Now, obviously, I didn't think that would happen. My prediction at the beginning of the season was 12 wins, and I still think that's possible. We have the Saints, and then we have our division,
2 times.
Yeah. Which I think we split Washington 1-1, and I think we beat the Giants and we beat the Eagles again, and then we lose to Cardinals. But I think it's still possible we go 12 wins. I think 10 to 12 wins is our window right now.
Your window of peen, 12 wins.
But for this game this week, I think you have to ride the Cowboys. I don't blame Frost for his Saints pick. Cowboys are just in a downward swing right now. We still have COVID issues. We're losing our coach. I think that's a positive for us, but we'll see.
Yeah. That was my kind of confusion with the line. Like all these people saw that McCarthy was out, and then people started hammering the Saints, and maybe that's because they assumed that more people were going to be out. But to me, I'm like, oh, McCarthy's not going to be there. All right. I mean, he's kind of the downfall of our team right now. So
I just think there's a lot of question marks. Right, we're missing some players from injuries, from COVID, whatever. Missing coaches. There's just no way of knowing how it's affected our preparation, how it's affected our just like cohesion, how we play as a team. Our offense shouldn't be, it should be a little bit hindered because Cooper won't be fully back. He'll be there, but like I said, I bet a fourth of the plays by the end of the game. So I don't know. I think we win. I think it's like a 7-10, but I mean, who knows with this team right now? I think that's the thing.
Yeah, and it looks like Cedric Wilson will not be playing that game.
Oh yeah, that was another
sure.
person that he's not.
He showed up. He did really well that last game, which was crazy to see. He took the role and really ran with it. But yeah, and I believe Kamara will play. That's going to be the key for the Saints, and obviously with Taysom Hill starting, I think that they had to put Taysom in no matter what because their QB play has been atrocious. The fact that they're still in the hunt with the injuries that they've had is saying something. Obviously, Sean Payton's doing a great job over there, and I believe they're playing. You guys are playing the Saints at
in New Orleans.
Whatever they call it, Mercedes Benz, whatever. So that's a home stadium that's real rough on teams. It's super loud. Louder than obviously Seattle's 12th man. So it's one of those deals. If Kamara comes back, the Saints' values there. I'm not saying they're going to win, but if you give me the 4.5 field goal type of game, and like you said, we don't know what we're going to see with Cooper coming back. Like if he's going to play 25-30% of the snaps that game. Because of COVID. Like that's one of the things. It's a lingering. We saw it with Cam when he came back. Like, really was kind of drained him, and you could see it in his gameplay. So hopefully, recovery. That's what we want to see. Obviously, I'm obviously not a Cowboys fan, but the main thing is Mike McCarthy being out. I don't think is that big of a deal. Especially since you already have a head coach that's stepping in for him for the game. You already have your defensive coordinator who was head coach of the Falcons stepping in. Like it's not like he doesn't know how to do the job. He got fired,
so who knows if he knows how to do the job.
And went to a Super Bowl.
So did Jason Garrett as an offensive coordinator. And he was our coach for like 8 years or however long. I've been a fan since 1994.
Wait, what Super Bowl are you talking about?
Huh?
I said a Super Bowl.
I said he's been the Cowboys coach for like 8 years.
Jason Garrett did go to Super Bowl, wasn't he? Aikman's backup.
Yeah. Okay, Mills.
He went to a Super Bowl. What are we talking about?
To Frost's point as well, or like picking the Saints, when you have a team that's the most penalized in the NFL. We have drives where it's like, man, things are going well, hold. Things are going well, hold. Big play, hold. Right? And those types of teams are going to play close games. Those types of teams are going to lose games like last week. Those types of teams are going to be the ones that we play against the Chiefs, who don't have the best defense. They were improved at that time, but still not a good defense. That we score 9 points. Why? Because anytime we make a play, hold.
Right.
And so,
which is a team that scares you down the line in
Cowboys,
the playoffs.
Yeah, to your point, like with the Chiefs, I completely agree with you right now, and we haven't seen it all season, but we know their upside. We know their ceiling. And if they can get it together, yes, we haven't seen it, so who knows if they'll do it this season. They're a scary team. Same with Cowboys, I think. If they have their main players in, right, and not out due to injury or COVID or whatever, and the penalties aren't there in the most inopportune times that they have been this season, their ceiling is Super Bowl. I do think that there are other teams in the NFC that should be favored above the Cowboys. But I still think Cowboys ceiling is Super Bowl. If all of those things fall into place, I just don't know that they will this season.
Alrighty then. Well, thank you, Matthew Hack, for joining us with your Cowboys pick. We will see you hopefully another time when we need some Cowboys insight.
Hack is our real friends expert. He's the best at the spreads.
If y'all want to,
he really enjoys gambling. At Jesus Christ.
If y'all want a bit,
that is his actual tag too, so everyone knows.
If y'all want a bit every week of just a 30-second Cowboys super biased look take, I'll give it to you.
We don't want that. So it's fine. Yeah, so we don't need another 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Thank you, Hack.
All right, I'm
All
gonna
right.
kick you, Hack. I love kicking you. Fuck.
Okay. Well, that was a good addition to tease my pick. Something that I said we would do last week, but we didn't because I really wanted to play League of Legends and I got home late, was stream the game tomorrow, Thursday Night Football will be on Prime TV. I got my camera set up. I know how to stream. I know how to do everything. I will be showing the game, commentating. Alex, you have that dinner.
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to be able to make it. Frost will be here, and we will be commentating play-by-play, watching this horrible Cowboys team and the horrible Saints play it out. Any last thoughts? Oh, someone's birthday was yesterday.
Hey.
Oh, okay.
Hey.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for my
29,
present,
man.
Miles.
One more year and you're 30.
I know.
Oh, geez, Rick.
All right, so just FYI, Mills, for the teasers, I'll go real fast. I only have 2 teasers this week. So the games I teased would have been the Colts. Move them down to obviously be kind of just a pick 'em at that point. I think it's 2 points, and then Arizona, move them down to where it's a pick 'em where they win. Then the second, Washington's the one I teased up. So I teased Washington up to cover even more. I still like them winning that game. But and then New England also teasing up to go ahead and give them a security blanket against the Bills.
All right, Frosty. I also do have a teaser as well, and it is going to be a pick'em. Well, I mean, a 1 point, pretty much a pick'em with the Vikings -1, Eagles -1. Wait, Frost, are you done? I don't know if I finished.
Yeah, it's okay. I'll go. I was just doing the teasers. I'll say the bet at the end though.
Sorry. So Vikings -1, Eagles -1, Broncos plus.
What is that? 17?
15 and a half.
Take it. Easy.
Yeah, I like that one. Go ahead, Frost. Oh, and the Steelers. I like Steelers at 10. I like that too.
Yeah, so the last ones I also bet. I bet the under, or set it for the New England Bills game. So I bet the under. That's one that I like. My best bet, the Eagles. I did that spread. Either way, I take that all day. And then the Dolphins. I really like the Dolphins where they're at for that game. I think that is one that you could put the Eagles and the Dolphins together and get a good value out of. Probably get plus 256, plus 300, somewhere in the ballpark of there, where it's going to be a good value. I love the right now for the way their defense is playing. That would have been my other lock of the week.
All right, then. Well, gents, we did done good. We had a lot of guests on. I think that was really nice. Good addition. We will be streaming tomorrow. I promise you. We're going to be doing it on Twitch.
We can go over our locks real quick just to finish.
Last second. We're going to go over the locks one more time.
We got the Eagles. Eagles -7. We have Denver. Was it +10 right now? And
really?
then
Nice.
yeah, for Bovada at least.
Okay.
And then San Francisco -3. And so that gives us what is it? The odds are plus 568 for that. Yeah, plus 568 roughly. For those picks, what are we right now overall?
What were we last? I think I have it on the pod on our.
I think we're 20. I think
we're
we're 20.
19 and 9.
Yeah, so now we're 21 and 10.
Yeah, 21 and 10 sounds right.
Yeah. So we're still doing great as a team when it comes to our locks. We do need to get correct again so we can win big on those. Yeah, it's just one tough, especially. But we definitely have been doing very well on our locks. So I do like our locks this week. More so. So I think the Denver one may be the only question mark, but I don't think I see Kansas City popping off that much. They had their pop off game last week, and Denver is known for their defense, to say the least. That's their strong
And
suit.
if not, we'll be just coming back from Miles's blood.
Fucking take it. I don't want it.
I don't think he loses 3-0. There's no way.
No fucking shot, dog. Well, that is Tease My Pick. That is week 13. We will be back tomorrow for Thursday Night Football. Please tune in. It's going to be lit. I actually think we have an opportunity to get a lot of people in here because I don't think I was looking last time. Not a lot of people do it.
Yeah, I think Nick Merckx is the only real.
Nick Merckx doesn't do it anymore. The only person that does is Swag.
Oh.
He's the only one that does it, but so we have an opportunity. Hopefully we get some viewers in there and we'll be able to pop off a little bit. So Thursday Night Football, you'll see at least me, Alex has a dinner, and Frost hopefully too. If not, next week we'll get you in for week 14. Thank you so much. This is Tease My Pick.